Hey, what is up, spiritual hooligan? Do you ever feel like a victim? Do you ever feel powerless, like, you can't do the things that you want, or you're being stopped, or you're being held back? Well, that is a hidden motive to survive called victim, and it is something that if you don't release or heal or correct, then your mind will never go quiet. You'll never experience the peace that you desire. My name is Matthew Ferry, and I am bringing you your daily enlightenment right here in the middle of Central Park in New York City, in the middle of the insanity and the chaos. I want to help you to quiet your mind and restore your peace. And we're going to do that in spite of all the stuff that's going on around us, because the truth is, the peace that you seek is not out there in the world. You don't change your circumstances per se to experience more peace. Instead, what you do is you correct the imbalances in your consciousness, which have you live in the illusion that all is not well, that you are somehow in some diminished state, and that you need to fix the world in order to make it better so that you can be at peace. And I promise you that that is an illusion. And those illusions are created by parts of consciousness which I have discovered alongside some of my mentors of the past, that have you think that you need to be greedy and prideful and filled with victim and have anger and hold grudges and blah, blah, blah. All of this stuff, these are all motivations. Motivations to survive, and they become motivations for thought. They get your mind thinking. So I wrote out here a little process for us: release the victim mindset with these two practices. And this comes to me from one of my students, Ty, who created a nice document sort of encapsulating his interpretation of the rapid enlightenment process. And I just asked him, can I share this with the Daily Enlightenment? And he said yes. So thank you, Ty, for that. And victim is just this idea of feeling powerless. You're feeling weak or limited, like life is out of control. You feel like you don't have the power to influence life, and you're trying to create, but you have these shoulds and have tos and musts, etc. And here's the thing, okay? In the end, victim is a survival process. It's a way that you gain influence over other people by making yourself weak. And when you make yourself weak, you actually invoke something in other people to take care of you. So there are two practices that I'd love for you to take on to release victim today. The first one is to notice your power is only limited by your perception, not the circumstances. So you might have to do some reflecting. You might have to go back in your life and look at times in which you created some breakthrough, or you accelerated in some way in your life. And what I want you to notice is, back then, there was a shift in your perception, in who you thought you were, in what you projected out there into the world. And when you did that, it changed the circumstances, and you were able to create an acceleration, do the things that you wanted to do. The second thing is to notice the underlying motivation of victim, and just be honest. You're really trying to gain an advantage. You're really trying to gain an advantage, or you're trying to avoid being held responsible for something. So you're trying to subvert responsibility, you don't want to do something, or you're trying to manipulate the people around you into thinking that you're weak, so that they can do stuff for you. So it's really important that you look into the victim place that you are, and you just admit it. And when you do, boom, poof, it transforms. Now here's a little third bonus one. You could also listen to the Release Victim meditation. I'll put a link down below for you. That's my gift to you. So the question that I have for you is, which of these two victim releases will you do today? Will you notice that your power is only limited by your perception, not your circumstances? Or will you notice the underlying motive of victim is to gain an advantage or not be held accountable to something, so you don't have to be effective? Leave a comment below. I want to hear from you. My name is Matthew Ferry, author of Quiet Mind, Epic Life. And you watched or listened to this Daily Enlightenment all the way through, so my request is that you like it, that you tell these platforms hey, this is something that other people should check out. You could also leave me a comment, that tells them that too, and share it. Share it with your other fellow spiritual hooligans. I bet someone probably shared it with you. Maybe it was one of the platforms said, hey, you should listen to this guy. And that happens because of liking, sharing, and commenting. So help me get this message out there. You can also subscribe to my channel. And you also could join us over in the Spiritual Hooligans Facebook group. I'll put a link down below. So there'll be some links in the notes for you. Thank you again for tuning in to this daily enlightenment.